Wall.
Yes. Right. So you want to isolate a fight onto their Reinhardt. But you gotta remember, they have more burst damage. You have to be really careful with your DM, right? Because they have regroup. Right? So, here. Did you wall somebody, Pichu?
I think we just fragged that kid.
Okay, he's just bad. It's fine. So when you wall them off right there, that's good because then it isolates a pick onto the D.Va, which is fine. Right? You guys should cap here and then push up to their doors. So because you have wall and they don't, they have no way of getting through the Mei wall, right? So you want to push them as far back as possible. Pichu, mind your walls a little bit more. I don't want to see a wall like that. Right. So, like I said before, it's very, very hard to bully your way past Orion. Now, it's even harder to bully your way past Orion with the Mei beside him. Right? Best example of this is how many times have you gotten stuck on Hanamura choke on the attacking side when they play Orion Mei, right? This choke is even worse than the Hanamura choke, 100,000%.
Because it's tiny, and there's no way to get past it other than that right there.
And if they rotate all the way around, you just turn and you rotate too, or you go back to point and you wall them out. But they want to waste 20% of the point cap rotating all the way around you, fine, let them, right? So you want to play to your strength and their disadvantage, that's why you want to hold here. But that means Pichu, you got to position yourself for a wall better. And what better way to position yourself for a wall than to play against the wall, right? Stand against the corner, right? And look for the wall. Hold it in your hand. You don't need to poke anything, just look for the wall, right? Guys are walking up, you can poke. Once they're up, you stand here, and then you look for a wall. But because you play so far back, your depth perception sucks, and so you end up with walls like that. But no matter what your sense is, you could be playing on a trackpad, and you could successfully wall a Rhyme standing right here, right? So, Envy, on the other hand, they have no potential to pick him, so he should play at the desk, right? Because the entire way up, what's he gonna do? Die to the enemy McCree? Hopefully not, right? Other than that, he should be fine to, like, stand and fight here, right? Or, like, even a little bit closer, like, on this side. Yeah, right? So, like, as soon as the wall goes up, right, he needs to, like, roll forward and flash the Rhine and fan him, right? Because he's, like, the bulk of the burst damage. You want to try to pin the Rhine solid, but if you can't pin the Rhine, you want to swing and Fire Strike and do as much burst damage as possible. Tab has to pretty much just slam his mech into him and micro missile, right? And if they can get, like, an anti-nade over top of the wall, huge, right? Like, just splash the ceiling, like, right here.
Yeah, aim for that, aim for the top of the doorway.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, like, how you guys want to be playing this, right? You don't want to go through the doorway because there's no reason to. I don't know why Adam's there, because Adam's trying to die here, bro. Like, just, you have no damage fall off, you don't need to be that close to him, right?
Adam really likes murdering their DPS for us.
I'll believe it when I see it. So, Pichu, how are you ever going to get a wall with your positioning? You're not, right? Because you aren't in a position to see the Rhine. So, like, from your perspective, right, getting a wall is much harder than if you were beside the Rhine, right?
Look at Adam. Adam's perfect.
Yeah, like, if you're where Adam is, or you're right here, right? Like, you see the Rhine come through very concretely. He's committed, right? You know he's committed, so you know your wall, like, definitely connect. But if you do it the other way, you might let the whole team through, right? Position better. Position for success. So right here, I think Fake, you're gonna get LOS by this thing to solid, so make sure you're playing, like, a little bit better. So that you
I think I was actually running up right now because of that.
Yeah, like, here's good. As long as you're not getting, like, out the doorway, you're fine. Solid. You need to stop shielding, bro. Swing. You don't want them to get through the doorway to give Pichu more time to, you know, get his ult online. You want to Fire Strike pretty much off cooldown too. Because you need to get your Shatter online here. See, Pichu, your wall was scuffed. That was definitely 100% a kill.
I thought melee canceled boosters.
I don't think so.
I thought it used to, but I can't ever. Yeah.
You just retap with your booster button.
Oh, okay.
So I know about shielding and fire striking and projecting. Just fire strike off cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, like, So, the enemy Ryan, from this perspective, will never have a fire strike on your team that will hit 4 people, or 3 people, or even 2. He's going to hit 1 person at a time, probably you, right? And Todd's job is to eat as many fire strikes as possible, right? But you, on this side, will have the opportunity to hit like 4 people on his team at a time easily. So you want to do it as often as possible because 1, it burns D.Va defense matrix on the enemy team. 2, you're trying to do damage to get your Earth Shatter online. And because of the way the map works for the defending Ryan, right, you're always going to build Shatter first, right? Because you're cleaving on a corner, he has to push through, right? And so does his team. So you'll always be hitting more people than he will, right? So that's how you guarantee you get your Shatter online first. And it's always a race, right? To build your ulti first. And you want to save your shield as much as possible anyway. Like, I don't know what you're shielding, because, like, no one is exposed, you know? And they don't really have any pick potential either. They don't have a sleep, they have no anti, like, the Kree, like, happens to stun you. I mean, tablet flip defense matrix. Big deal, right?
But even if I have my ultimate online, should I still be fire striking on cooldown?
Yeah.
Into
I
the
mean,
team?
unless he has Shatter too. In which case you can, like, bait him, but, like, in 1v Ryan gameplay, you always want to fire strike as often as possible because you might finish a kill on someone who's slow. You make him think that you don't have it, right?
Okay.
Because, like, if a Ryan suddenly stops fire striking, what does it tell the other Ryan?
Well, that's why I was asking, because YouTube videos, yeah,
Yeah.
it tells me he doesn't have it, or he has it.
I
So-
just fire strike like when I'm safe or a lot less frequently when I have Shatter.
Yeah, so, like, if you know he has Shatter, obviously you don't do it as much, but you still do it sometimes, right? But
Everyone says something different, so I don't know.
I don't know. I have, like, a 70 win rate in GM. I'm a decent Ryan. Right.
That's why I'd rather listen to the coach instead of YouTube videos. And that's why I was asking.
So, like, if you aren't in a position where you're gonna get shattered, you should fire strike anyway, because it's kill potential. Like, let's say Envy hits someone in the head, he has no way to finish the kill. But you hit him with a fire strike, I mean, it's a kill, right?
That's what I thought too. So we'll start doing that.
Alright, so you guys pretty much just gave up your positioning because of the lack of a May wall, and you guys just kind of backed off, right? You could have held them in that doorway pretty much indefinitely. Like, you could hold them for easily 5 minutes at a time, I'm not even kidding, right? Like, this is just bad because you gave up all the space, you lost, right? So, going into next, they push up too, but they obviously don't have the same kind of potential to hold you there because you have no May wall, or they have no May wall, right? They have High Noon, Beat, and D.Va Bomb. You should be able to take this doorway pretty easily. They're not even, like, playing too close right now, so I don't know. So what do you do to get through the door?
Speed boost and maybe beat if it comes on.
We stack on our Ryan.
And you DM and wall off.
So, Pichu, you have May ulti. Throw a wall up behind the enemy Ryan. Throw a May ult at his feet, right? Or throw a May wall in the D.Va space, and then throw a May ult at their feet, right? One player or the other, it should work out just fine, right? If you wall off the D.Va, you probably 100% get your ultimate off on these players here, right? The Moira probably gets out, the Reaper probably gets out, but that Ryan and Lucio probably die, right? And all you really need is a kill on the Ryan.
I was looking at the wrong thing. Charge.
Wow, looking at that May ulti was super sketchy.
But he got it, right? And the
Yeah,
Ryan
worked
died
though.
for it, right? And that's all that really matters. So at this
I
point,
think it went under the DM. It went like just under.
you can't watch for DM though, because there's a timing on the thing that will allow the DM to come back up. So never rely on that.
Cooldown.
Okay, let's talk about this. Tab, you don't need to jump on the grenade for your team, okay? We're not that kind of team, right? Just save yourself, bro. And Solid, this Reaper is hitting you in the side, right? Trust your heals and point your shield towards the D.Va Bomb, because they can heal through one, but they can definitely not heal through the other, right? Because this was very sad. Both your tanks pretty much just died for nothing, right? Like, actually nothing. So, you guys do realize that they only own 27% of the point, and your D.Va's demeched. Like, play a little bit slower, let your D.Va shoot the enemy D.Va through it, and then remech first. It's kind of sketchy if you go in like this. Hopefully enemy makes a kill here. I don't know. You see how, like, sketchy this fight looks? Like, they have 2 tanks. You have, like, half a tank, right? Your other tank is coming back. Just give it, like, 10 seconds, and just group, and you'll be fine, alright? They popped ultimates. You don't have to stand in the coalescence, you can kite back, right? But yeah, because you took this fight too early and didn't wait for your team, you guys are expending ultimates on stuff, right? That is not good, because it's an already lost team fight, right? So, like, as a team, decide whether or not the fight is won or lost. If I've lost both my tanks, I'm pretty sure the fight's lost, right? And stop tagging yourself, Pichu. I don't know why you're blocking over here, just die.
It's a survival instinct kicking in.
So now it's your last fight, right? And you have Beat Drop, and they have Beat Drop, and they have Shatter. But you have Blizzard, right? So what can you do?
My first guess, and I'm only speaking first. Speed in, beat drop, push, and then try to drop that as soon as we get that advantage.
Yeah, I'd probably do something like that, right? So I'd want to throw a wall up behind their team, like into their face, and then wall them, and then probably like beat drop onto them, mail. You know, like you want to ult first.
Like I'd be looking for beat right now with speed, and then the wall's already there, so I'd be looking for mail.
I think you guys get like shattered or something. Yeah.
Also, I think the whole fight end was like confused.
Yeah, he was like
'Cause
looking
I
at the
think
sky.
Envy saw like the Reaper TP, and like honestly, the ramp push up, you could have just like Fan Hammered him for burst damage. When like he's back towards you, just Fan Hammer him. Stun Fan Hammer. Don't hide on his face, because he's just gonna flick shit in front of your face.
Okay.
Like if he's punishable, just stun Fan Hammer, and then like tumble Fan Hammer again. You don't like if he's like in front of you and he doesn't know you're there, you could punish him with stun. You don't have like high noon because he's just gonna shit in front of your face.
Okay.
So let's talk about your pathing. You guys walk down main. Why do you walk down main? Could you have gone white? Would going white benefit you in any way? In your comp versus their comp,
This is where I take up the range, because I don't know about padding, and that's why I've always said that.
Alright, Fake. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be stuck in the back of main trying to curve your shots around a corner, or do you want to be on top of White Room stairs looking at
I like White Room stairs. I also like actually coming out on the top sometimes. Healing is a bit harder from there, but
you're never
I'm
going top.
really challenged.
Okay, so you go here, right? Why you want to go here is because you force the enemy team backwards, right? Because now you're not really in a choke anymore, right? You're like essentially pushing through a choke right here that is like between this black divider and the wall, right? It's very, very hard. You guys pretty much never got past this for a reason, right? You go down up this way, and they're not even fighting you for it, right? You could just amp and then come here, right? So you fight their team. The moment the 2 binds start swinging, your Ana is literally like in a position to like be God essentially and throw like purples into their team.
Yeah, if they don't back all the way off of the point, I can sleep in anti the Reinhardt pretty much forever.
Right, and so you're like always going to beat them because their brawl wants you to be in that choke, right? But you're not really brawl, right? And you already have your mail, so you're not really looking for anything else here either. So coming up here is actually better for your Ana and your Kree, because your Kree is on an elevated position, way behind the enemy team, and able to punish with his high noon whenever he gets it online, which he did, right? It's also like a lot worse for their team because there's no cover for them, right? Because right here, like, their Moira can stand here and LOS your whole team the whole time, right? And like heal the tanks.
So what
You're
does
on it.
Ana want? Is there a clear description, like off angle? In this one, it's off angle, but in the call, it was just like a backside, like pivot point.
Good silent.
Between the two sides. What does Ana want?
What I want is to be on a corner that's away from the main fight, where I can still see you guys as you engage.
So like, let's watch this fight from Pake's perspective and talk about why it's not so like great for him, and then move his camera somewhere else for the whole duration of the fight. Yeah. So when you go here, right, he has to like be kind of exposed to everything, even if he's hugging this pillar. And you guys are aggressing through a very narrow choke. And he never has like a good opportunity to anti anybody, right? Like never on a screen do you think to yourself, hey, I could have done something as an Ana there with my nade.
The only thing I could have hoped is on the left-hand side there. I could have tried to toss an anti over the wall to splash and just hope they were close to that left side platform.
And the problem
But-
is you don't have any control, right? You have no control for the Ana, so look where the McCree was, right? At any time, he could have come down these stairs and completely unpunished killed your Ana. And
He actually did that
did.
earlier too, and I knew he was coming, but I couldn't do anything about it because my stuff was on cooldown.
Right, so like he would have been better off here. So if we watch the fight again from like what would have happened if he has done this way, right? Just so you understand what it's like. If you guys had made this rotation here, they're down there McCree anyway, but he would have come this way or been cut out from his team, right? Their entire team is not in a position to contest you here, right? And like it's so much freer because the enemy Ryan would put his shield faced like this up the staircase, right?
Like
And like the
would've been-
Reaper would have done nothing.
Yeah, and if he comes too close to the staircase, I can jump nade over him to hit the stuff behind him.
Now, when you say rotate, you mean as an entire team, or
Yeah, as an entire team.
It's not.
Like
And
why
then
not
McCree
just
would
come
have
up
been pushed out, and then okay, right? The McCree would have been pushed out of that section, right? That's the whole point.
No, not necessarily, but like, it's very hard for you guys to get a wall here is my point, right? You guys are putting yourselves in the choke, but you're not putting them in a choke. You come here, the first round, you wall the Ryan right away, right? So, like, if you come over here, they either rotate and they sit on the steps, or they come into the room with you and you wall them and you kill them, right? That's my point, right? And you're putting your Ana in a better position, you're putting your Kree into a better position, you have, like, a higher ground. It's just overall better. So next time you play this map, or next time you position your team, just think to yourself, where do I want to retake? Into a choke, or forcing them into a choke, right? Okay, so that was Li Shang. Let's talk about Oasis. Pichu, I better not see you on the fucking ground. Replay already exists in my list. Okay, which Oasis is it? 4 days ago. I have both Oases up, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. On my list of things to cover. Do you guys win this map? If you win this map, I don't want to watch.
Finished.
Okay, let's watch the other Oasis then.
Welcome to Oasis.
Can the game stop doing this to me?
Yeah, it's super annoying.
I can't even watch replays in queue anymore, dude. Whatever.
Hang on. Disconnected. I'm not back.
So in their comp, who are you guys going after?
Widow.
100% Widowmaker. Yes. So, solid. You don't have to touch the point until it's about to unlock, right? you can just like play a little bit further back. It doesn't really matter to me. Like it depends on whether or not you feel safe, right? Pichu, why are you so far back? Go somewhere. I would probably come out like really wide, Pichu. No, you don't do that. You come to where Envy is right now. You hover over here and you actually see what you're shooting. Because right now, you see nothing. You know nothing, right? So, right here, you guys have figured out that you want to go for their team. Why is what you're doing right now really, really bad, Envy and Tab?
There's 6 of them and 2 of us.
Okay. Yeah, that's
We're
probably
going
a
straight
good
into
start.
them.
Yep. And you used like 3 blinks or something to get here, right? And your Pharah is not there, like, and how long till the point unlocks, guys?
12 seconds.
12 seconds. I knew that.
1 plus 2, 3.
Okay, so even in 3
Yeah.
seconds, the point's not unlocked yet. They're not even touching. What are you doing? So what do you have to do as a team, right here? Like, you're that team. What are you supposed to do?
Sage.
Ow.
Sage.
Be over here.
Sage.
Yeah, stage. So Pichu, be over here, right? Start applying your pressure. Envy and Tab, why are you going right at them into their face? Go through their spawn, you know, like normal people, right? Get behind them and decide what you want to do, right? Come over here, Tab, go up against this wall, third person it with your ball camera, right? And tell Envy, oh, the Widow's on the left, right? They won't even know because you can see around the corner and they can't see you, right? Abuse your character model, right? You know what I mean, though. Like, Ball, when he's in third person? Yeah. So you come here, and then you're scouting, right? And then you decide to hook on the top of the wall, you swing through, you slam, and then you roll away, right? Envy will blink in, and he'll be, like, right here, he'll have full blinks, right? He won't use 3 blinks to get into their team, and he'll be in a good spot, right? And then he'll engage on the slam, and he will one-clip this Widow, because the Widow only have 100 HP, and hopefully Pichu will shoot here, right? And then Tab, you just roll into this room and you wait for the Mercy to res, and Envy, you like recall out or you just blink out, back around the corner again, you wait for the res, come back out, you murder the Mercy again. You do it over and over and over again, right? And Solid will just stand on the point and look pretty with Fake. They'll have like a nice conversation, afternoon tea over there, right? But you guys have to like, you know, do stuff, right? Because what did you just do, Tab? Feed. Envy, bro.
I'm sorry.
Bro, you're like fighting for your life, right? And then now you're out of the fight, and no dive actually happened, and the point is about to unlock, right? Like, you understand what I mean as a team when I say that you guys are not playing your comp, you're playing deathmatch, right? Envy's like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna 1v3, let me go clip their healers. Tab is like, I'm gonna play bowling. And Pichu is...
Pichu's
somewhere.
taking the scenic route.
Yeah. Right, like, it's a miracle if you guys win something like this, because it doesn't make any sense what you guys are doing, right? So, like, now Tab's on the Widow, but where's Envy? Right? And then, where's Pichu, who's not on the same target? Oh, okay, so the Widow did die, but Pichu, bro, you're not there, right?
I had to run away from their Reinhardt.
Like, you understand what I mean when I say, like, it's a miracle you guys win anything with the way you play. Like, they just misplay, but, like, you have to play well, right? So, going into next fight, you want to set up over top of coast with the Pharmacy, because how can the McCree contest you if you are floating essentially right here? He has to come all the way out of the doorway right here to contest you. He has to go all the way across and contest you in the small room, in which case you can just back off, right? So you want to stage better, right? Tab, I'm not too picky about where you stage, as long as you can see and provide information for your team, because you're the one who's scouting, right? did you are target calling. So you need to be able to see. So I don't care if you're standing on this ledge, this ball, third person cameraing, but use your third person camera more so you can like scout for your team. Because you can see around corners, which is like a big deal. Right? And Envy, you just want to like position yourself somewhere else. So like I'd probably say the dark room on that side is pretty decent because you want to come from like a different angle, right? Because Tab goes in and he eats the fuck out of the team's CC, right? So like the Reaper's gonna turn and shoot Tab. Tab is gonna pop his shield, so he's not like feeding, right? Tab, you're not gonna go in and lose your health bar. You're gonna actually use your shields to get 600 HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Tab's gonna get stunned and slapped, and that's Envy's cue to go in and just like stick somebody or shoot somebody depending on what you need to do, right? But as it stands, if you go in on the same side as Tab, you're probably gonna get stunned by the same flashbang that hit Tab, right? So you want to go from like different angles from each other, right? Even if you just go like slightly wider or something like that. So yeah, like over there is fine. But right now, like no scouting is occurring, right? Envy is getting pushed over here. That's Tracer. Tab. I don't know if you see anything, kind of, right? But move closer so you can see and communicate. You guys are looking at McCree.
Can I ask/say something on this point?
Okay.
So on this point, from shot calling perspective, is there a possibility that Tab's call-outs would influence the shot calling? Like I see they're going left their side, right our side with Pichu, right? Like, hey, Pichu, get ready for Barrage on the right side, have him hold out. Is that like a call-out or anything like that? Or because I felt useless here.
Well, you are actually the enabler of your team in the sense that you have to pull, right? So every ultimate in your team comp requires the pull, right? So you ask your team, okay, Envy, you're gonna look for a stick when they go dark room over here. I'm gonna pull them. Stick my pull, right? That's why you're the Orisa and he's the ball, because technically both of them are main tanks. So there has to be a reason why, like, we play an Orisa at all, right? So that's because you can pull stick, pull barrage, pull mines, even pull window, right? Everything except Valkyrie, pretty much, right? So yeah, just use your shot calling authority to pull with other things and tell them to do it.
So Solid, all the time that we spend on point is time that you can think about in which sequence we want to use ults to counter what ults they're going to have coming up. Because usually that's hard because you're doing a lot of stuff, but in this scenario, we just sit on the point, sometimes left click, and so you can do all of that planning in that time.
So pretty much like Tab should be telling you, Envy should be telling you, they're going dark room, right? And you see Envy right here on your screen. You're probably going to be like, okay, let's go for a stick, right? So you're going to be like, I'm going to pull the room, stick that, right? And Envy's going to blink in, stick it, and then recall, and you're going to get 6 men, right? Hopefully, unless it gets bubbled off. In which case, oh well, right? You go in and you stick, and they bubble it off, and you do something else. You just barrage over top instead. You pull that.
Barrage when they commit to choke.
Mm-hmm. And you pull them.
Whatever. Window.
Yeah. See how like ineffective it was? Because if you stick the Rhine, right, it's gonna get bubbled off. But if you stick the pull, it's very hard to bubble off the stick off of like 4 people clumped together, right? You can ask Fake how often he misses his nano because too many people are walking in the way. Same lock on.
Every third nano. I swear, every third nano.
Right, so that's why you don't want to ult individually. Like, it's good that you're fragging, but, team play is different. So that's all I really have to say about this map in particular. You guys just don't really play together at all. You don't really play dive, you just deathmatch, so I definitely think you could probably do better with that. Anything more after that map?
Score.
Nope. It's a dive is kind of uncoordinated.
So you guys decided to play this map with Hybrid as well.
We played spam. Yep.
Spam. Okay. So you want to play in this archway. Okay, Fake. So I know you're trying to do more damage, but you need to do it like intelligently, right? That means you cannot stand like eating rockets to the face, right? you want to be here, right? Like away from the cleave damage and stuff like that, and peek to heal, peek to heal, peek to damage. You know, like you have to look like you have ADHD according to Laura, right?
Yep.
So don't stand there, right? And alternatively, Lucio and Hanzo, you guys don't really have damage fall off, and Mei, right? You can literally put your tanks at the base of the staircase as two bodyguards side by side, right? Owning the corner of the point, but everyone else could be back here. Because how hard is it to get your monkey between the tanks and the damage, right? Like, it's pretty hard. They have to land on the steps. And if they do, right, your tank's just going to turn around and bully them, and they're stuck in the middle of your team, right? Like, they can't jump past to get behind, right? So, like, you were pretty safe from cleave, from, like, Pharah damage, because, like, your tanks don't care if they get hit in the face by fire rockets, but your squishies guaranteed to, right? So play accordingly. Like, play along the walls, the corners, right? You don't have damage fall off on your whole team. That's the point of spam, right? So just position better. It's good that you went to this archway though.
The objective is now.
I'm not sure if that was a healing problem, or you guys just aren't shielding, or...
What? I was shielding.
Let's take watch it back, maybe, because I'm not sure.
Watch it back.
I know part of the problem I had was
From my
the
angle.
shield was getting in the way.
So we use them because we had to, because damage. So we don't have them right
Yeah, I
now.
put the lamp in. I started healing and then the shield dropped and I couldn't heal the last bit I needed to.
You watch from Pig's perspective? Is that what you want, Laura?
Sure. Like,
Does
I
only
just
get
want to see what
10 bucks.
happen. Yeah. I don't think you had to land there, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, it was a little bit early.
Okay,
Did they get hit by a rocket or something right there? Because they were low and then they just died all at the same time.
one rebel too, and then the monkey jump, and then the damage.
Yeah.
Cause like I was doing
I
alright,
think-
and then they just all fell over dead, and I was like, oh no.
so I think what happened in this case is that I think he got kind of spooked because he had low health. Because I think he got like rocketed.
I thought the die was
in front
coming
of the team.
earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought they were
like,
gonna hit
rocketed
me.
in front of the team or something like by the fire rocket, and he was 6 HP, and I think he panicked, landed. But I think everyone else was fine. I think he kind
Oh,
of
for sure. It was purely to keep myself alive. Nobody else was injured.
So
Jump
Um,
more so you don't get hit by fire rockets, and play further
Okay.
back. So you probably could have like gone to like this area here and jumped up and down, and you would have never gotten splash. You would have made a preserve lamp for yourself and your team. Team, hold your pull for when the monkey engages, right? Throw up a Mei wall behind him so that his team can't just walk on you, right? And then murder him, right? He should get rocked.
When do you pull monkey? Because I'm still confused about that.
Just pull him so that you can rock him. So after he's engaged with jump, he doesn't have jump again for like 8 seconds or something. So
That's what I thought.
as long as you can like burn him with a rock and the Hanzo storm arrow, you're fine. Alright.
So as a healer, Baptiste or Ana, the more resource you hold for your team, like the better it will be. Like if you misposition and you have to use your nade for yourself or lamp for yourself, that kind of fucks up the team. It's like you have to be really aware of your position so you don't get punished individually. If your team is like getting dove, that's a good opportunity to use lamp, but if it's just you getting punished because of your own mistake and use lamp, that's like your team kind of... It's like,
It's like
oh shit,
always
that
a
is
threat.
gone. So I think it was a misuse of lamp, kind of panic lamp, that could have been used kind of balanced out the fight because everyone's critical. The two tanks were critical in the end, and you could have used lamp there just to be like, okay, we have a few more seconds to heal up, and just chill and just ruin their dive.
Yep.
So
So I think this combo of shields and lamp misusage.
I think part of this is like the healing. I think also like tanks need to do something about the monkey when he jumps in, right? like pull him and rock him. He needs to get like instantly CC'd, right? And then like Hanzo needs to like start storm arrowing him, and Mei needs to start freezing him right away, right? Because what does Defense Matrix not eat? Rock and freeze, right? So CC him right away. If you're having a real problem with the Mei, you switch to a Kree and then you do the same thing, right? And if you have a real problem, you switch dive. So you want to just jump into traffic right here.
Is there ever an issue with the Hulk calls? Because I know with diving, I've gotten a little better, but is there ever an issue with the Hulk calls? I've asked this before. To give you guys enough time, because normally what I'm doing is saying Hulk, 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 and I'm just throwing it out. And Tab has said, don't do that, but I get excited, etc., and I'm not good. Is that an issue? But I'm just trying to figure out how do you make, you know, the DPS aim at the Hulk, and everybody aim at the Hulk. Like,
Tell
what do
me
I
like
do?
the general direction that you're halting, so I start looking that direction.
You want to call halting monkey, like, because in dive you're trying to halt a specific target. You're not halting the whole team, right? So
Yeah.
you do like halting monkey, halting diva, right? Whatever it is.
Additional information, then not halt.
Okay. And then I already got advice about like halting left, halting right, halting. I got that for the long range fan comp. It was just this that I feel like that was my fault that we didn't get done.
So what does dive want? They want to surround you and burst somebody down very quickly. Where did you go?
Open space.
And does it let them surround you easily and pick different angles on you and pick whoever they want whenever from high ground? Yes it does. Great. So definitely path the same way you did last time, because right here you didn't path the same way, and so you lose. And how are you going to get value out of your window if you're not all stacked in that corner together, right? You're not going to get value out of your window. You see how everyone is everywhere? Like, there's no sense to where everybody is. It's because you're not stacked, you're not grouped, and your comp wants to be stacked, grouped, and you're not, right? So you're gonna lose. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys just lose this map. And it's because you guys lost in terms of all advantage earlier on, so that's what happens, and unfortunate, but it happens, right?
5, 4,
Please don't look at my ball.
1.
Well, like, you're kind of supposed to lead your team here, Tab.
No.
So what do they have? They have a dive, kind of. It's not traditional dive. I mean, it's very old school dive with Soldier and Pharah, but it's not traditional in the sense that, like, there's poke DPS, right? And you guys have hybrid. So you will ultimately have more point presence than them, right? But they have more overall damage. Although I would argue you guys have better, like, 200 to 0 potential. Because of the ball slam and the tracer blinks, right? So, in their comp, who do you want to go after?
Probably Soldier, or yeah, I'd probably say Soldier.
Soldier or Mara?
Yeah.
Because effectively, Soldier's legs versus Mara Fade, they're about the same, right? They let them get like a few steps away from you. So, with your comp, do you think you could kill the Soldier pretty easily? He's not a McCree.
Yes.
I mean, if
think
I slam him, yeah.
if I pull properly, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Pichu, if he slams and I pull that slam, and then Pichu just throws one rocket at him, yes, because that happened to me. But I think that's the win condition.
Okay, so Soldier effectively is actually a kind of poor choice. They're playing him because he's a like semi-dive character, but he's a bad choice against your comp. Because he doesn't stun the Tracer, he doesn't stun the wall, he doesn't have the burst damage to kill a Tracer if the Tracer just blinks better, right? Doesn't have the damage to kill a pocketed Pharah, right? And doesn't like contribute enough like concentrated poke like a Tracer would. That's why Soldier's not played with dive typically, right? Because he is decent at everything, but not great. And that's the problem with him as a character. That's why he's never meta, right? So Soldier's a pick here is kind of
Because
trolling
he can't finish targets off against good comps.
Yes. So, in your current comp, right, you want to be looking for the soldiers. That means Tab goes to high ground first, Envy probably wants to go main to do a little bit of scouting. Solid, you probably want to be in the room for the first bit, and then you don't need to go top, though. So why do you not need to go top?
Because we have a ball to contest it, we have a fair to contest it, we have a tracer that can possibly get him as well. We just have a lot of contests for high ground. And
Well,
with my
like-
goal, that's my guess.
Your team doesn't care if you have high ground or not, right? Like, Fake doesn't care if you take high ground for him or not, and it's just you and Fake, right? You're your own unit. You're in charge of yourselves, right? So what you do want is to find a place where Fake can survive, right? It's your
Yes,
job to take care of Fake so he can take care of you.
where I
right.
don't have to worry about getting dived from 3 different directions.
So that means you stay in the small room and you chill until the point unlocks, right? Or you go main and you chill until the point unlocks, right? But like going high is like, it doesn't benefit you, right? And it doesn't benefit anyone on your team. So you always have to ask yourself, why am I doing this, right? And if you can like come up with a valid reason why, then you're probably doing the right thing. And if you can't, then you're doing the wrong thing, right? Okay, so right here, Pichu, you're going coast. You know, that's fine. But do damage, right? Tab, you started top. You knew they came top. Now you gotta scout out this soldier. Where's Envy? So now Envy's on the soldier, but where's Tab? I just saw Tab on the soldier too, right? So like you guys are not in sync, right? So Envy, you don't have to duel anybody except your assigned target, right? You don't need to go poke at their Moira. You don't need to go poke at the Mercy, because if you don't secure the kill, then you're not in position to actually secure the kill you're trying to get, right? So if you go for Moira, you're out of blinks, you're out of HP when you need to go for the soldier, right? But you're not in position. So when the point unlocks, you have time before it starts to tick, right? So at that point, you can take a look at their comp, wait for their comp to be revealed, and then decide, okay, we need to go on soldier, and then go for soldier. Ignore everybody else, right? And Pichu, you're the same, you know? You have to decide as a team who you're going on. But Pichu, you have the ability to spam out whoever you can hit at the beginning. But when it's time to go on that target, you better know where he is, and you better shoot, right? Because your damage makes a difference. Theoretically, one fire rocket is like 100 damage when it's boosted, right? Every time
120.
slam is 100, and the Tracer Monkey in literally doesn't even need to do any damage, right? But you have the potential to like do about 300 damage between all of you, like conservatively, right? So you should be able to 200-0 any squishy on their team if you go for them, right? Like even if they're being healed, you have the burst damage to take them down. So play according to your comp. I cannot like repeat it enough, right? Because like right now, you're doing 100 damage at a time, and it's great. You're doing 100 damage, right? But if you're not doing it at the right time, then it doesn't matter. That's what makes the difference between a good dive and a bad dive, or even like a great dive, right? Because like if two of you are on the same person, that's a good dive, right? If one of you's on the person, it's a bad dive. But if all three of you are on it, you could be New York Excelsior, right? Because like that's what they're known for, all being on the same person. Sounds simple, but clearly not, right? I think the same problem persists though, because it does not look like you guys are all on the same person at the same time. We could check that one more time right there, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So what happened in the small room? How do you guys... I think you guys were too low when you engaged. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Because Tab has like 100 HP or something under his shields. Or less, he's got like 20 HP under his shields. Right, so like, this is not a clean dive, right? Because you go in with nothing. You've already burned your over shield as well, right? And it's too late. So you guys need to scout. Call the positions, right? Position, like stage. And then engage. right? And then get out. It's in and out as fast as possible. It's an assassination comp, right? But right now, you went in, rolled around a little bit, decided I want to go after them, but I've already used my overshield. I've lost 580 health or something. And then you went in, right? And then you died. And I think Pichu decided to contribute some damage later, but at that point it's too late, and I don't know about Envy Self-Fire, I didn't look.
I think Envy is just like re-squish itself and it's like more boss soldier. Like, that's crazy.
He also used all his blanks,
Yeah.
and he didn't recall, right? Yeah, so like, this is just a case of you guys like not being like full resources before engaging, even if you're on the same person. And then Pichu's just not there, right? Like,
I think Monday we'll make sure that we practice this as well. That you guys are, if you play hybrid, you guys at that portion are really like on the same point, like same page.
I don't care if you dive one person, the whole point, right? Like, so long as that one dive is executed flawlessly, right? Because remember, if you execute one flawless dive and then your second dive is sloppy and you wipe, then that person just walks back and all your effort was for naught, right? So try to be clean, right? Every single dive. Don't do things sloppily, because then you lost every advantage you worked for, right? Alright, I think that's enough for the day then. So, to recap,